So you got this guy, Philip Garrido. Is that how do you say his name?
Garrido.
Something like that?
Yeah.
He was the one that had the teenage girl in his backyard for 18 years. Now she's 29, and she has 2 kids with this ghoul.
Yeah.
Turns out this guy kidnapped and raped this woman back in 1976. And he did 11 years, I believe, for this crime.
11 years.
Supposedly he was supposed to do 50. Supposedly this guy was not really supposed to ever be out again. But all of a sudden, a few years tick by, and you assume that he's still in jail, and he's out somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, he was a model prisoner. Oh, was he?
Really? Was he?
And then they let him out. And, the reason they're a model prisoner is because they're in prison.
Right.
You let them out amongst the populace, and they start killing again.
So this woman was minding her own business, and she was picking up food for her then boyfriend, I believe.
Yeah.
But somehow this girl picked up Philip Garrido back in 1976, and then, horrific things were done to her.
Yeah.
Larry King, though, is the dumbest interviewer ever. He used to be the best interviewer.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to
him.
He
used to be an amazing interviewer. He made it seem effortless.
That's how he made his bones.
Right.
Years ago, he'd get the big celebrities. They would sit there, and the Larry King interview is a big thing.
So the woman is picking up food. Philip Garrido somehow talked her into driving him home or something.
What a guy.
And she was raped repeatedly for 8 hours. She's telling her horrific story on Larry King. Listen closely to what Larry King is concerned with during the description of the rape.
Take us back. How old were you when he grabbed you?
25.
Where were you? What happened?
I was on my way to my boyfriend's house with dinner in my car. He asked me to stop at a grocery store and
Where was this?
In South Lake Tahoe. And he asked me to stop at a grocery store and pick up some coffee. And so I did.
Your boyfriend?
Mm-hmm. And I did. And as I came out of the grocery store and got in my car, Philip knocked on my window and said, I can't seem to get my car to start. It's cold. Do you think you could give me a ride? Which way are you going? And, of course, he was going to go any which way I was going. And so I did.
Why did you let him in the car?
I don't know. It was the worst decision I've ever made, I think.
She's not sure if that's the worst decision she ever made. She's not sure.
Yeah.
What comes in second to an 8-hour raping?
The worst decision I ever made.
I think. She's not really sure, Anthony.
Is that or buying Citadel stock? I remember both of them was an ass raping. But
look, I don't want to take this rape thing lightly,
of course.
But I would really have to think hard.
What was the worst? It's like an ass raping.
I might want to be raped for 8 hours than taking on that IPO back 5-6 years ago.
Fucker.
What happened when he got in?
When he got in, I filled his hands with a lot of food that they had in the front seat anyway. I tried to engage him in.
He was holding your food.
Mm-hmm. He was. I tried to engage him in small conversation on the trip. I tried to stay on the main street, and when I got ready to turn, he said, well, where I'm staying is right up the road here. And it was again on another main street that I turned. So I took him a little further up, and then he said, well, it's just around this corner. And so I said, well, okay. And I just turned around the corner and pulled over, and he slammed my head into the steering wheel and pulled out handcuffs. He took my keys out, threw them on the floor, and pulled out handcuffs and handcuffed me and said, I just want a piece of ass. If you be good, you won't get hurt.
What did he do with the food?
He put it on the floor, I guess. I don't know. I was just...
You gotta be shitting me. Dude, a college radio guy would come up with a better question than Larry King did there.
That is...
He's concerned about the food after that amazing description she just told.
What did you do with the food? Did you get coupons? Did you use coupons? Did you have one of those cards?
What did he do with the food?
What
I gotta hear that again.
Was he listening to? She tells a horror story of this guy knocking her head against the steering wheel.
Right.
Handcuffs, 8-hour rape.
Right. Right. Slamming her head against the steering wheel to basically make her a bit woozy.
I want a piece of ass. I want...
Right.
And that's what Larry garnered from that conversation.
And you can hear it in her voice, like, what?
Yeah, there's a delay there.
The food?
There's a delay there, and it's like, She's trying to go like, what? This guy didn't just ask me that, did he?
Yeah. Once again.
And pulled out handcuffs. He took my keys out, threw them on the floor, and pulled out handcuffs and handcuffed me and said, I just want a piece of ass. If you be good, you won't get hurt.
What did he do with the food?
He put it on the floor, I guess. I don't know. I was just...
Yeah. He put it on the floor, I guess. I don't know, Larry, because my head was against the steering wheel, and I was half unconscious at that point.
Yeah, I don't know. I put it on the floor. I don't know, Larry. I was being raped.
I don't know.
I really wasn't concentrating on, hey, be careful with those. There's eggs in there.
Right. Because after a good raping, I'm going to be hungry. I hope you don't. I hope you don't destroy my food.
Please, Mr. Rapist, could you get this done with quick? I have ice cream in there, and it's going to melt.
What do you think he did with the food, Larry?
What did he do with the food?
He probably threw it out the window.
He's
what did he do with the food?
Insane to ask that question.
Hey, I heard she changed the worst decision she ever made from picking up a rapist to being interviewed about raping.
Exactly.
Nice.
All right, now you're in a car, you're handcuffed. How does this happen? How was he able to consummate this?
Well, you mean how was he able to handcuff me?
Yeah, no, rape you.
Oh, well, he took me to a mini warehouse.
Well, he took you out of there.
Yes, he transferred me after he handcuffed me. He transferred me into the passenger seat. He pulled a leather strap out of his hair, and he tied my head to my knees.
Jesus, Larry, you fucking pervert.
Isn't it like, how is he able to sexually assault you? Mm-hmm. Consummate is something you do on your wedding night. You consummate your marriage.
How did he get his penis in your vagina?
Yes. How did the love making go?
Right.
When he was making love to you.
What do you think, Larry?
Or like the Newlywed Game. When you were making whoopee.
How did...
Consummate.
When it comes to rape.
Sexual fucking assault, Larry. It's not consummating. Holy shit. When you were being romantically involved with this gentleman as you were handcuffed. And the food was, what did you say, on the floor? I'm just reading the definition of consummate.
Right.
To bring to a state of perfection, fulfill. To complete an arrangement, agreement, or the like by a pledge or signing of a contract. To complete the union of a marriage by the first marital sexual intercourse. This guy could not have used a worse word aside from saying something like making love.
Well, there's this.
And then he what? Raped you repeatedly?
How repeatedly was it?
She was getting pissed. Sam's got to find the longer version of this because it goes on and on.
Dude, if he used a leather thing to tie her head to her knees.
No kidding.
Oh, boy. Oh,
that's
boy.
Not good. Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Larry.
What did he do with the food?
Just cannot conduct an interview. It's embarrassingly bad.
Yes.
How many years ago was that? Did he get out?
Got out in 88.
You've been living in there now 21 years.
And especially the first 5 years, I just knew he was hunting. I just knew he was. And when he got out, I was in the same place doing the same thing under the same name. So I just leave Tahoe.
You couldn't do it. You couldn't to Twitter. You couldn't put your Facebook or nothing, right?
No.